The Bronco axles are back, and let me tell you, they are sweet. New worn lockout hubs, new anti-corrosion brake rotors, disc brake conversion on the Ford 9-inch. We've got brand new gears inside of them, brand new axle shafts. I don't know if you can see that right now, but everything inside of them is brand new. And that's what you need when you do this sort of thing, because the weak link in a truck, when you put a Coyote motor in it and mash the go pedal, that thing right there has a tendency to explode inside. And that won't happen with these. And I'm very happy about that. This was, it was quite an endeavor, but Henderson Driveline came through as usual, as always. And they got these things sandblasted, 100% restored. They even fixed a couple of bolts that were broke off in the casing and some cracks, and they're just awesome dudes, and they made this work really well. So the first thing for me to do is get them up in the air. I want to put a big light on them, and I'm going to paint them to protect them because they're bare metal, and I want them to look good, but I also want them to stay looking good because this truck really isn't going to do a lot of thrashing off-road, if any. When they get put back in, I want them to look factory fresh. So I'm excited. I'm going to get them painted, drink a couple beers, and listen to some tunes that unfortunately you cannot hear because YouTube doesn't like when I play someone else's music unless I pay $30 a song. What do you think of that? I think these videos don't even earn $30, so I'm absolutely not going to let you hear any of the music. We'll put some generic garbage over it later, but I got to get to work. Hold on. On these is 1,200 pounds, I think, each. So a pair, I can't see you putting 2,400 pounds on there, but I know it'll hold both of these long enough for me to paint them. Man, do you guys remember what these look like when they first came here? We first took them off the truck. I mean, do you have any concept of what that was? Because they just look like big rusted pieces of crap, and they were just really bad. I can't wait to get them painted, get them in the truck. It's going to be so much fun. Cool, man. These babies are mint. It feels like you just put these together. I mean, it's so buttery. This truck's going to feel brand new. It really is. So yeah, there's like classic rock playing, Rush predominantly right now. And in high school, Rush was amazing. It's one of the first concerts I had ever gone to see. I think it was a Power Windows tour, but I was a big fan since 2112 days, you know. Music is a big part of my life, and I don't know if everyone knows this who's watching, but there was a 20-year period where all we did was play music. This would be long before we started building cars and racing motorcycles and all that. So there's a lot of fun, and we actually wrote a book about it. One of these days I'll post a link, you guys can buy it. But if you're interested, comment in the description below, and you know, I'll send you a link to it so you can see. But there was a lot of fun, a lot of action-packed things happened. But more importantly, I need to get these done and under the truck. This is a semi-gloss. It'll dry like with a satin. I know it looks greasy wet right now, but I'll get there. Boy, I really got to go to the bathroom, but what am I going to do with these, my last pair of gloves? And just like that, they are now satin black. I flipped them over, and there'll be some touch-ups, and like I say, I got to grind a couple of brackets in this thing, but overall, I'm super pumped. I love brand new mechanical things. It's just wonderful. But yeah, we're ready to go, and let me get this stuff cleaned up and into the truck. These things look fantastic. I'm blown away at how good they look. They're better than factory. So cool. All right, I got a buddy on the way. I'm gonna get these installed in the truck today. Let's get moving, huh? See this? I planned this. I had all this mathematically worked out. All right. Very cool. I just need to get this wheel up about that high, so about 10 inches. Half of it's going to disappear with suspension travel until it starts to unload the weight of the truck. I'm thinking I'm going to get the engine hoist, put it around back in the trailer hitch for a little bit of security, and then I'm going to raise one side at a time and get a wheel on. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So with the magic of the internet, you're going to see this truck on its feet. I'm excited. This is awesome. This is like building a giant model car when you were a kid, except it's real and you can drive it. It's awesome. So cool. All right. So let me get this business out of here. These things are finger guillotines. They're made of metal. I got them years ago to hold up a race car chassis I was building. Just every point is like a pinch. It's just frightening. You don't do anything fast with these. They are good though. I don't even think they sell these anymore. Probably too many people got hurt. I have been waiting for warm weather. We finally have some. I mean, for us it's warm. You out west guys will probably be freezing your butts off, but people from Canada, the northern states, 50 degrees is beautiful. All right, I gotta get this down on the ground, get it on some carts, and clear out the front of that thing and roll them under and start to assemble them. But I'm not gonna be able to do it today. I gotta clean all this. It's just filthy, and I do actually have to clean and paint all that. Yeehaw! I think this is so tight that I'm gonna move my face away from here because yeah. Yeehaw, that's a lot of pressure, believe me. Screw pressure is dangerous. I'm gonna tap it with a hammer, but boy, let me tell you, that's frickin' on there. Yes. Excellent. Yes. Excellent. I had to grind down. You don't ever want to change the structure of a tool because you'll weaken it. Like I could have taken a little bit of material out, but then the tool would have broke and possibly hurt me. So I took some off of the outside edge. I knew it was the right tool because I used this on these Fords before, but I just had to clean up the edges to get it clearanced, to get the tool on there, which, because you need a drop pitman arm. When I raise the body and lower the suspension or lift the truck, this pitman arm doesn't adapt to the suspension anymore, so I got a drop pitman arm, which is common when you do this stuff. But I got to scrape all this and get it clean. Then I can roll the axle in. So let me at least get to that. Oh, I want to take this off too, because this is junk. Look at it. Yeah. All right. This is not my idea of fun, this part. Scraping off garbage. The metal's good. It's just that, you know, when you get this old, you don't like doing shit. When you get this old, this stuff's been on there a long time and it's tedious. Sure, I could disassemble the entire thing and take it to the sandblaster and have it all done and put it back. But then you're talking, you know, you're adding months and months to a build by doing that. That's a nut and bolt restoration. That's huge. This is not that. This is a frame on. I might lift the body. I know I got to put new body mounts, so I may do them one at a time and hand scrape and paint this whole thing, which is never going to be as good as dipping or sandblasting, but it's going to be darn good. And it'll last for years. It'll be fine. Flat black. I just sprayed it on there. It's plenty good for now. Everything is clean and painted from the top side, so I can start bolting parts on. And I got the bottom side mostly. There'll be some more once I'm laying on the ground assembling all that stuff. But at least now, when I put coil springs and shocks in there, I don't have to try to clean around them. But it's just a slow process when it's being done like this. I try not to spend too much time on it, but I want it to look good. So it's kind of like splitting hairs. It was a little rough doing it with jack stands, but I got the radius arms on, and I just installed the track bar drop. Once I do that, I have to do these spring plates and these giant coil springs. It looks so awesome. These were really hard to get in, this little retainer. Getting these to line up, it didn't want to cooperate. They tell you to leave these bolts loose on this plate down here. Leave those loose so it'll force, and then you can supposedly get them together, which That's how I did it. The other one, I just kept fist fighting it until it agreed. There, just put a dot of weld on that. We'll be fine. Should be fine. So awesome. We've got new tubular radius arms coming. The only reason these are here is so that I can set this truck down on its feet, because I got a bunch of other stuff that needs to be done while I'm waiting for these. They said these are like an 8-week lead time. So the reality is this truck needs to roll so I can do the fuel and the interior and I can do all this other stuff. Can't leave it sitting here on Jenga blocks so I can crawl around inside and potentially crush something, namely me. So it's going on its wheels soon, today actually. I got it through, I lifted it up and compressed a tiny bit, so this would be good. Okay, so now I gotta tighten those in there. So they don't make that easy, but yeah, I guess it's not bad. Just give it a little love. Tighten them up. Boy, it'd be good if I get my fingers in there. So here's the stock steering. This is the longer drag link that goes between the steering knuckles, and it's for the lift kit that we have. And then this is also a stock center tie rod, if you will, or drag link. You can say however you want. Now over here, I've got the track bar already in and bolted. They give you this lift, this extension for the lift. That centers it side to side. I want to get the steering on so that in the event I need to move this truck, I'll be able to move it. Now, that steering that's over there is not like this steering. This is an extra, and it's far more adjustable. And the reality of this is, when I get the radius arms in and I change those, I will then change to this steering, which is infinitely more adjustable than the stock. Plus it's stronger and it looks cooler. But ultimately it's all going to the alignment shop. And they're gonna be taking it all apart a couple of times probably, but they're very good and it will be dead nuts. This thing will be awesome. It's got suspension. This thing's gonna feel brand new. Just the coils are plush. I don't even have any dampening on it yet, no shocks. Yeah, it's gonna be unbelievably badass. This thing's gonna be amazing. I'm digging it. Drop pitman arm, drag link between the two. Up there you have your track bar that centers the axle. And that's your steering for now. I'll do the Heims joint. I'll do the Heim joint steering later. But for right now, this is how it is going. I'm gonna put the shocks on just so I can set it down. But I'm excited. I want to put the wheels on it. Hooray! I'll tell you, it's kind of tough to film and work when you don't have a cameraman because I don't want to get grease all over this camera. But I'm ready to put the wheels on and set this thing down, which I'm so excited. There are several things got to be changed. You know, the radius arms on both sides. Once those are changed, the passenger side shock mounts differently than this. So that has to be sorted, and then obviously all the brakes have to be installed properly. They're all just loose, screwed together dry right now. But that's all right because it's just a huge, monumental achievement. You know, when you hear the words 6-inch suspension lift, you think, oh man, it's going to be too high, it's going to look stupid. No, you can tell this is going to be amazing with 37-inch wheels on it. It's just going to be amazing. Everything's loose. There's no shocks on the back. The steering is, nothing's aligned. It's not all socked down. But I had to build it so I can move this truck. I'm super excited. It's so cool. It says James Duff right here, the suspension company. I actually had these left over from something else. It didn't come with these. So we might be able to change the color on those later or get some different ones for the rear. With it like this, I can continue on the rest of this build, the inside. There's so much to do on the inside. I can also start doing hard lines for the brakes. I can do fuel lines from the front all the way to the back, the fuel tank. There's just all kinds of stuff. And I've been waiting for it to be on its wheels. So now that it's on its wheels, I can get going. So this evening, we're over at Ray's Mountain Bike Park in Cleveland, Ohio, and we've been coming here for over 15 years. Now this area that you're in right now, this is called the Resi Room because of the Resi jump box the kid's on now, the foam pit in the corner, the couple of vert walls, and this long quarter. This is a really fun quarter, and it's got coping. It's one of the only places in the park that has coping. I wanted to talk about this because this whole area is getting deleted this winter. They're going to rearrange all this and turn it into seating. So this is one of my favorite spots in the park, and we're going to lose it. It's going to be gone. So I wanted to give it a kind of a farewell run here today and kind of say goodbye to it. But it's been a lot of fun for a lot of years. Little riding session out of the way. There's plenty more of those to come. We've got a whole bunch of freestyle motocross ramps that are being built by some friends, and we're going to end up doing a bunch of big jumps. So the little bicycle stuff is always going to be there, but we're going to have some big jumps too. Back to the trucks. I'll give you a quick rundown of what's going on. We got the International that's on its way. It will be picked up any day now, and it gets to go home and live its life. This Bronco, we started on the interior. We've got the floors patched and clean. The motor mounts and engine covers just came in for this truck. So there's plenty to do there. There'll be an upcoming video on both of these. The interior on this truck's really starting to look pretty good. I wasn't so sure about the cream colored dash pad and door cards, but once we got them in there, they kind of blend with the stuff that's already in the back, the way the factory interior is, so it's really cool. Actually looks great. This particular Bronco video has been in production for several weeks, and I want to get it out, get it published, because there's a lot of cool stuff ahead. And saving all this footage in the camera and on the computer, it takes hours and hours to go through it all and make a usable show out of it. And that's what I've been trying to do. So let's take a closer look. There's a cover that goes over this. This company makes it, and it looks really cool when it's done, so we're gonna get that cover. We're also gonna get some more of the interior bits. We've got the floor all sealed. We got the dash pad in. It looks really good. The colors, they actually match. It's totally gonna work once the carpet goes in. But there's a whole lot of wiring. I need to get that and put that in. There's a whole big spaghetti monster that lives inside of there, but there's the accelerator pedal from the Mustang. It's drive-by-wire now. The 10R80. I've got that sitting as a security measure while I'm working underneath the truck. Today would be a perfect day to finish editing this video because it's pouring rain outside and it's the weekend and we've been super busy having a lot of fun along the way, as you can see. So as always, once again, thank you for watching. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, and spreading the news because we're really trying to build something here. So stay tuned. There's a lot more coming. Thanks. I'll see you soon.